been recording this session so that y'all can listen to it again and come back with any questions or take down points from that and make also do your homework. However, looks like y'all are not making use of the opportunities and the facilities we have. The homework was write briefly or one A4 size paper content on Lord Varaha's appearance. So many things we learned from that day, right? Like why does Lord appear? What are the reasons he appears? And what is the purpose of Lord Varaha appearance? Where did he appear from? And where was Mother Earth drowned? Because we all know that all the oceans are on Earth, but when Varaha appeared, he lifted Mother Earth from another water body. What is that water body? So much information we had from last week's discussion. Do you all remember all those points? Okay, tell me then what are the reasons Krishna appears in this material world, despite him not being necessary for him to appear? Why does he come to this material world again and again? What are the reasons? Quickly, those who nodded their head, please tell me.
To protect the devotees.
Thank you. Another 3 points we discussed. There are totally 4 points we discussed. Actually, 5 points, right? 5 or 4 or 3. Tell only 1 point, Sriram. Protect the devotees. Second one.
To establish and balance the righteousness whenever there's a decline.
Okay. Establish righteousness. Good. 3 more points. Yeah, we did totally 5 points. Huh. Go ahead,
And
Sani.
also for the fighting, you said rasa.
Right. To enjoy the rasa of fighting, of course, he comes, he wants to fight with somebody who's very challenging, and therefore he sends his own devotees to this Meridal planet because in Vaikuntha planets there is no fighting and all. It's always a different mood there. It's always bliss and all that. So there's no rasa of fighting there. So that's why it comes down to material planets to do that. Yeah, 3 points done. 2 more. Okay. Maybe Shrika, you had the notes written. Do you remember what are the various reasons Krishna appears? Okay, let's not lose time with that. I see it's for your benefit if you do the homework, and that's why I hoped you would do. Anyways, if you didn't get time and if you forgot, try to remember for the future classes. Every time you do homework, you're actually uh, contemplating on what was discussed, and that will help you a lot in retaining this subject matter and also retaining the values. Anish, your photo looks weird. Something is going on. Is it you're in a car or something, Anish? Now it looks good. All right. So we'll move on with the theme of the year. Krishna is everywhere. We are doing verse 35 of chapter 10. In the previous verses, we talked about how Krishna said he is uh, he is the devouring death, he's the generating principle, and he is fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. And we talked about what fine speech, vak means. Remember? How do you classify a speech as fine? We had 3 parameters in that. Do you all remember what those are? When you speak something, how can you say that it is fine speech? How do you say it's the that vak or the quality of speaking is perfect? Perfect speaking is what?
It benefits you and the other person.
Benefits you and the other person. One thing. What are the other two?
It's truthful or factual.
It's truthful and factual. Very good. And third one. Very nice. I'm glad you remember 2 points. One more point. Quick, quick, quick. It has to be told in a pleasant way. Right? So if you tell a fact and if it's telling something which is useful, but if you tell in a wrong tone, then that's not going to be taken and applied, correct? But if you tell the same message in a loving way, then it'll serve the purpose of why it was spoken, correct? You all know what I'm saying, right? We all meet people or we ourselves are sometimes not nice to people or we talk in a way that is hurting to people. So Krishna says perfection of speech is when you speak truth that is beneficial to others and in a way that it is pleasant. Those three qualify any speech as perfect speech. Got it, everyone? All right. Let me ask Veda to repeat what I just said. Veda, can you please repeat what is the definition of perfect speech?
You have to have like a pleasant tone,
Mhm.
and the truth has to be beneficial to others.
Nice. Good. Okay, now coming to today's verse, please repeat after me one after the other. I will choose Chetana to repeat after me. You have your Krishna is Everywhere book with you all. Please, if you have it, open it. If you do not, I'm going to share the link to Veda Ways. By now, you should have had boys and girls. Please prioritize this. I have announced it long ago and we even passed the deadline, more than 3 weeks or 4 weeks past the deadline. It's your responsibility to come and pick up the book. Okay? All right. Now, verse number 35, text, chapter 10. Chetna, please repeat after me. Brihat Sama Tata Samnam
Brihatsama Tatatsamnam
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Masanam Margasishoham
Masanam Margasirsoham
Rutunam Kusumakaraha.
Ritunam Kusumakaraha
Go ahead, lead and let others repeat after you.
Brihat Samatasamnam
Brahatsamatasanam
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Masanam Margasirsoham
Masanam Margashirshoham
Ritanam Kusumakaraha
Rutanam Kusumakaraha
Rutunam, it's a long vowel. You. Rutunam, not Rutunam. It's a Rutunam Kusumakaraha.
Ritunam Kusumakaraha
Ritunam Kusumakaraha Vratasamatatas Samna
Brihat Sama Tata Samnam
Brahatsamatasanam
Prahatsama tata samnam.
Gayatri Chanda
Chandasamaham
Chandasa
Gayatri chandasamaham.
Masanam Margashirshoham
Masanam margashirshoham.
Rutanam Kushusam
Kusumakaraha.
Kusumakaraha
Ritunam kusumakaraha. Prahatsama tata samnam.
Brihatsama
Gayatri chandasamaham.
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Masanam margashirshoham.
Masanam Margasirshoham
Ritunam kusumakaraha.
Ritunam Kusumakaraha Brihatsama Samnam
Brihatsamatatsamnam
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Masanam Margasirshoham
Masana Margashirshoham
Ritunam Kusumakaraha
Rutanam
Rutunam.
Rutunam Kusumakaraha
Very good.
Brihatsamatatsamnam
Sama Tatasamnam
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Masana Margashirshoham
Masana Margashirshoham
Ritunam Kusumakaraha
Ritunam Kusumakaraha Vatsama Tatasamnam
Vihitsana Tatasamnam
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Gayatri Chandrasamaham
Masana Margashirshoham
Masana Margasirshaham
Ritunam कुसुमाकरः
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः बृहत्सामा ततासाम्नां बृहत्सामा ततासाम्नां गायत्री छन्दसामहं गायत्री छन्दसामहं मसानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं मसानां
Masanam. Does it say masanam? Boys and girls. What does it say? Masanam, right? There's a long A there. The meaning of the word changes when we don't pronounce it right in Sanskrit. Even in English, right? Food. I mean, you can say either way, food or food. But people correct me. What is the right pronunciation for that?
Masana.
No. Food.
Oh, food.
Food. Why not food? Foot. What is it? Huh? What is Foot?
Foot.
Why not food? You said food, right? I mean, we say food, but food. So, but we have to be conscious when we pronounce, right? Based on, I don't know who defined these rules for English for foot and food. Similarly, in Sanskrit, you should be very careful, boys and girls. If it has a long line on top of a vowel, you have to do it long sound. Okay? Go ahead, whoever was leading.
Masana margशीर्षोऽहं Masana margशीर्षोऽहं ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः मृहत्सामा ततासाम्नां
बृहत्सामाततस्मानां साम्नां
गायत्री छन्दसामहं
गायत्री छन्दसामाहं
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकारः
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः बृहत्सामाततस्मानां
बृहत्साम तथा साम्नां
गायत्री छन्दसामहं
गायत्री छन्दसामहं
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः बृहत्साम तथा साम्नां
Brihatsama
बृहत्साम तथा साम्नां
गायत्री छन्दसामहं
गायत्री छन्दसामहं
मसानां मार्गो शीर्षोऽहं
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः बृहत्साम तथा साम्नां
Brihatsama Tadasamnam
गायत्री छन्दसामहं
Gayatri Chandasamaham
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहं
Masana Margasirsoham
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः
Ritunam Kusumakaraha Brihatsama Tadasamnam.
Everyone done?
Oh, sorry, no, I need to go.
Go ahead.
Brihatsamatatasamnam
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Masana Margasirsoham
Masanam Margashirshoham
Ritunam Kusumakaraha.
Ritunam Kusumakaraha Brihatsamatatasamnam.
Brihatsam. Everyone is done? Okay. Brihatsama tatasam nam.
Gayatri Chandasamaham
Gayatri chandasamaham.
Masanam Margashirshoham
Masanam margashirshoham.
Ritunam Kusumakaraha.
Ritunam kusumakaraha. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So what does Prabhupada say in the translation? Of course, Krishna is speaking the Sanskrit words and Prabhupada is translating it to English. Because Prabhupada is a Sanskrit scholar and he's translating it to English. We don't know every word of the Sanskrit that's given here. So what is Srila Prabhupada saying? Of the hymns, I mean, this is again glories of Lord Krishna, again different categories. We talked about so many categories where Krishna says, I'm that opulence, I'm this glory, I'm this magnificent thing. Now, in this different four categories, Krishna is going further, talking about of the hymns in Sama Veda, I am Brihat Sama. Now, I want to break this translation into four pieces because there are four different categories that have been discussed. First piece is of the hymns in Sama Veda, I am Brihat Sama. When you heard the word Sama Veda, are you reminded of any words that we learned in this context, in this theme of the year? Krishna is everywhere. Did you come across Sama Veda anywhere?
10.22.
Correct. In 20.22, what is that verse? What does Krishna say in that verse?
He says of the Vedas, I am the Sama Veda.
Of the Vedas, I am Sama Veda. What are Vedas? Did we learn that time? What are Vedas? Vedas are compiled by Vyasadeva. And why did Vyasadeva compile Vedas? So that human beings can learn perfection of life by reading the instructions that are given in Vedas based on their proclivities and tendencies. Ideally, every human should be taking on to Bhakti Yoga, which is the process of bhakti, doing everything for Krishna. But not everyone is ready or not everyone is knowledgeable to take on to bhakti. So Vedas are systematic study of verses and instructions, which when a human being implements, he can gradually elevate his consciousness and realize that the ultimate truth is Krishna. So Krishna in chapter 15, verse 15 says, what does he say? Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattha smritirgnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvai ahameva vedyo vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. He says, among all the Vedas, vedaischa sarvai ahameva vedyo. I am the knower of all the Vedas. I am the compiler of the Vedas and I am to be known by the Vedas. So Vedas are scriptures that have been compiled by Vyasadeva for the benefit of humanity. And they have been classified based on the subject matter into four groups: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharvana Veda. And of those four Vedas, Krishna says, I am Sama Veda. Why? Do you all remember why Krishna says I am Sama Veda in among all the Vedas? We talked about it in that when we discussed that verse. Because Samaveda is filled with verses that, guess, why do you think Krishna says Samaveda? You should have remembered from what we spoke at that time in that class. But now you all guess at least why Samaveda could be why Krishna is saying, I am Samaveda and not Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, or Atharvana Veda. He's saying, I am Samaveda. Anybody can make a guess? Anish, you are with us in this class only, correct? Yes, Nishka, go ahead.
Maybe because it's the most important Veda.
I know. Why do you think it's most important? Of course, it is important. And that's why Krishna is saying, I am Samaveda. Yes, Shrika.
Is it because Samaveda was the music and melody?
Of course, it is music and melody. Yes, other Vedas also can be music and melody. Yes, it is the important. It has music melody. But what do you think is the content of Samaveda? Because ultimately, each of these verses have to teach us something, right? What is the content of Samaveda? What is that teaching, or what is Samaveda highlighting? Yeah, Chetana?
It highlights the verses that we're learning because it's music and stuff.
No. What is the subject matter of Samaveda? It is filled with rich, beautiful, devotional songs. Samaveda highlights all songs which are glorifying Lord, which are devotional. Other Vedas are teaching, directly, these are directly teaching glorifying the Lord. The other Vedas are probably telling us, okay, do this activity, you get this. Do this, do this. Do this, you get this. So suppose I want a lot of wealth, then what type of puja I should do? If I want nice education, what type of puja should I do? Oh, I'm having a lot of problems with family members being sick, what type of puja I should do. All that information is given in different verses of the Vedas. But in Sama Veda, all the verses have beautiful melody and has rich, glorifying songs, beautiful devotional songs. That's why Krishna is saying, among Vedas, I'm Samaveda. And again, within Samaveda, now he's saying about how he's Brihat Sama. Brihat Sama. As you all rightly said, it is beautiful, the compilation of beautiful melody and music. All these songs that we're talking about, which is filling Samaveda, has beautiful melody and nice what ragas in it. And of the various verses that are there in Samveda, Krishna is saying, I am Brihat Sema because it is the most beautiful melody. I mean, we don't have that much knowledge about Vedas, that much knowledge about music. Maybe you all are going to music classes, music lessons. However, music is a very, very, very divine science. And it is very deep. And music, when sung with that perfection of knowledge of the various gamakas and arohana, avarohana, and all the positioning of various notes, it invokes bhakti and it invokes Lord in front of our eyes and within our heart. That is the power of music. Actually, all forms of art, be it dance, be it music, be it drawing, be it sculpting, what other arts are there? Can you all help me? Dance, music, artwork, sculpting. Can you all define, give me examples of more other arts?
Painting.
Painting, yeah. What else?
Poetry might
Whatever.
count.
Huh? What is it, beta?
Poetry.
Poetry, huh? Very nice. Poetry. See, so many different art forms are there. And all this art form, when used, the purpose of art is actually to realize God. Because art is such a deep science that when you meditate on it deeply, and you will actually be able to connect with God through art. So if you all are engaging in some extracurricular activities which is art, then you have to see how can I do it the best possible way so that this becomes a journey for me to connect with God. Dance, music, poetry, writing, painting, drawing, sculpting, whatever. If it is not getting us closer to God, but it is taking us away, like doing dance for Bollywood dances, singing for Bollywood songs, and is not help. I mean, of course, those are also melodious. You probably are getting listening to the beats and melody and all, but it is not really going to help us in achieving the superior, higher purpose of life. So see how you can engage your artistic talents in connecting with the Lord. If not, we have been wasting our strengths. You have to harness and use our strengths to see and realize God. That is better. So here in the Sama Veda, Brihat Sama, Krishna is saying that it is a very exquisite melody, the topmost melody that exists. And therefore he's saying, I am Samaveda. That's about the first part of this words, today's words. Everybody clear? We talked about so many points in this about about our Vedas, what's the purpose of Vedas. Among them, why is Krishna saying, I'm Samaveda? And then why Brihat Sama? In the context of Brihat Sama, with exquisite melody, we came to art. We came to discussion of art. What is the purpose of art? What are the various types of arts? And now this knowledge should inspire us to use every art extracurricular that we have, get closer to God. That should be that understanding you all should have. You might not do it right away tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to stop everything I'm doing. No, I have to figure out. No, at least if you understand this and desire for it, oh, Krishna, I want to offer my art form as an offering to you. If you just desire for it, eventually you will become that person who's using all your talents to please the Lord and not to please the audience who will be clapping you with some dance that is not related to God, clapping for you. Got it, boys and girls? Again, it's not like you stop right away whatever you're doing. No. Try to understand and contemplate how you can dovetail your talents and strengths to develop the love for Krishna and to please Lord Krishna. Okay? Now we'll move on to the next part of the same verse, which is where Krishna is saying, Gayatri Chandasam Aham. That first line was Brihat Sama Tata Samna. Second line is Gayatri Chandasam Aham. Have you all heard of Gayatri before? What is Gayatri? There's a prayer, it's an offering, it's a beautiful prayer. And this prayer is special because before that, and it is a Sanskrit prayer. Okay, Gayatri Mantra. That's called a mantra, which is written in Sanskrit. Now, Sanskrit language, like other languages, has distinctive systems of meters. You know what meters are? Anybody here who know what meters are? Like, for example, when we read the Sanskrit verse, we sang with this meter, which is whatever way we sang, right? That is one specific type of meter. It is Brihat Sama Tata Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham Masanam Margasi Shoham Ritunam Kusumakaraha. That's one meter. That's one style of reading that verse. It's not like Brihat Sama Tata Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham. That's not the way we read Sanskrit verses. There should be a style of reading the Sanskrit. Different styles are there, different meters are there. These styles are called meters. Okay. Now, among all the different types of meters that exist in Sanskrit, this Gayatri meter is very attractive and melodious again. So, Vedas and the poetry in Sanskrit praising the Lord have different meters. And among all the meters, or among all the styles of prayers that exist, which have been actually given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this meters, this grammar, this poetry styles, have all been actually given by the Lord Himself, which are absolute. Okay, so Anish, do you know what Gayatri Mantra is?
Yeah, it's like a month in Sandhya Vandanam, right?
Right. So, and there's a melody and a meter too, the way we sing it, right? It's not like we just randomly sing it.
Yeah.
Correct? So now the Krishna is saying among all the meters or among all the chandas means meters, I am the poetic Gayatri Mantra. And it's a very meaningful prayer. And the meaning of this prayer is we meditate upon the Lord. And this prayer is coming from which Veda do you all know?
Samaveda.
Very good guess, but it is coming from Rig Veda, it seems. That's what, see, Krishna is what is called achintya. Achintya meaning inconceivable. Just now he said, I am Samaveda, and among Samaveda, I am the beautiful prayer Brihat Sama. But now he jumps on to Gayatri for meters, the style of the poems. And he says, I'm Gayatri Mantra. And then it's actually embedded in Rig Veda, Rig Veda's verse 31, like something like that. And we all know what that mantra is. Bhurбhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. And the meaning of that verse is we meditate upon the Lord who's illuminating the three worlds and is worthy of our lordship. Who is that who's illuminating? The Lord? Because for us, when we see who is illuminating, it's the sunlight, correct? And at night it's moonlight. But where do sunlight and moonlight derive those lights from? It's not like they're self-emanating. They derive their lights from Lord Krishna. Okay, of course, moon's light is coming from sun, and sun's light is coming from Krishna. So, and the prayer goes like this: May He illumine our intellects in the proper direction. So that same Lord who's illuminating this whole world, may He also illuminate my intellect, my intelligence in the proper direction. Do you think we all need that? Or we are already intelligent enough and we know everything? What do you all think? Boys and girls, I need you to talk.
I think we are not already intellectual and we do need that.
We do need the help. Yes. We are intelligent, but not completely intelligent. As we grow with our age, with our experience, we become wiser. However, We need Krishna's mercy, Krishna's blessings to make us intelligent to make the right choices. Why do we need intelligence?
To like make decisions in our life.
Make decisions in our lives. Yes. Decisions are very key, right? Every moment we are making decisions. Even while sitting in this class, we are deciding between whether I focus in this class or I do something else while I pretend I'm sitting in this class. Correct? Intelligent person will actually make the best of this class by listening attentively, asking the questions, and taking notes. Because I can see in your eyes and tell if you're able to, if you're listening and if you're really curious about the subject matter. Your eyes can tell me that. All right. That's there for Krishna. Now we finished two points in this verse. One is Krishna is saying Ambrihat Sama, and the next one he's saying is among the beautiful melodies I am, with meanings I am Gayatri mantra. Any questions? You should ask questions if you have. You should just not go blindly listen and keep going. Chetna, yes.
Why is the Gayatri Mantra in Rig Veda? I thought Rig Veda was like speech.
That is Vak. When did you say Rig Veda is speech? When did we learn that Rig Veda is speech?
In like my dance class, we like have to do theory, so she told us like Rig Veda is speech.
Speech meaning like what?
Like there's this one story that we were supposed to know where Brahma takes each aspect from each Veda to like create a fifth Veda, and he took word of speech from Rig Veda.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, word of speech doesn't, the words that we are, Gayatri Mantra doesn't mean that it is not related to speech. It is a prayer offered to the Lord, asking to bless us intellectually and also to give us that illumination, just like He illuminates the entire world. But exactly why it is put in those, I actually do not know. I'm sorry. But that's the fact which Krishna is giving here. Right?
Okay.
Let me see if I can read more and come back with this Veda's whole breakdown and why, what is the specialization of each Veda and why Gayatri is embedded there. It might make more sense probably if I do some research. Okay, but very good question. Thank you. And I like that you're connecting what you're learning in your dance class with what you're learning here. That's really important, that we ultimately all forms of art, all spiritual knowledge should be absolute. It should be same. It should be concurring with each other, right? And art forms are also spiritual. As I said, they have to take us closer to God. Okay. Next part of the verse is talking about the months of the year. Now the English calendar, which is from January to December, follows solar calendar, or I don't even know what it follows, but our ancient Hindu calendar follows lunar months based on the positioning of the moons, the rotation of the moon, right? That's how the calendar is divided. And among those months, which are also 12, the ninth month of the Hindu calendar, which is called Margashirsh, which falls around November, December of English calendar. Okay. Margashirsh is calling as I am Margashirsh, which is the ninth month of Hindu calendar. And Prabhupada says in his purport why Krishna is referring to as Margashirsh as his month, as the month, because in this month in India, grains are collected from the fields at this time and the people become very happy. That's the reason it seems. Okay, the different types of grains and crops that grow throughout the year. However, this month, around Margashirsh month, the more staple food, which could be based on the region. In some places it could be rice, some places it could be wheat, some places it could be jowar, whatever, right? More staple food is collected and harvested during those months. Different months, different types of grains. So again, during Pongal, also certain types of grains are harvested, which happens in February. So don't get mixed up. And Krishna says in November, December, I'm Margashirsh month, and Prabhupada says that it is because fields people collect grains. It is one set of grains that are collected. And I am guessing that there's a staple food which is consumed by people in bulk. That's why people are like, okay, this time of harvesting, we get food to eat. It's not like in those days people would depend on industry. They were not working in industries or in the software companies and depend on salaries at that time. Money coming every 2 weeks or every month. They get money and they go buy food outside. That's not how it worked. In olden days, in that the Sanatan culture is you produce your own food using the land, using by serving Mother Earth, by digging Mother Earth in a prayerful mood, sowing the seeds, waiting on Mother Nature to bless with sunshine, with rains. And then when the crops grow, you harvest them, and different regions or different groups of people harvest different types of crops and vegetables, and they would exchange after harvesting those crops and vegetables. And that's how they lived a life based off of agriculture, agrarian economy. That was called agrarian economy, where people would depend upon food that was cultivated and grown by themselves. But now the economy is dictated by industrialization, right? Unlike in olden days. Therefore, because in those months, now for us, it makes no difference which month it is, right? For the lifestyle that we have, we get food into onto our tables. We don't even know where the food is produced. Though that time it was local produce most of the times. People wouldn't export or import food. It would be local produce. They'll be self-sustainable. They would be producing food in their local communities, and probably they would travel a little bit more to exchange. There was something called barter system. Have you all heard of barter system? What is barter system? Barter system is exchange of goods. They would not have currency at that time. They would say, hey, I'm giving you rice. Can you give me this in exchange for the rice that I have? That's the type of life that was existing at that time. And there wasn't, it was very content society. People were content with the food and natural lifestyle that they had. They wouldn't hanker for more. They wouldn't run after um, industries. And once industrialization started, then man became more and more greedy, and they have started acquiring more and more. With more and more acquirement, more and more greediness, more and more greediness, more and more enmity, and because of which they started creating borders, countries, and engaging in wars, and so much of violence across the world. Anyways, that was a little bit distraction, but here the point I was trying to make in relation to the months of the year is that Krishna is saying, I'm those months, and Prabhupada says that it is because in those months it's harvesting and food grains are collected. So that is the third part. Now coming to the fourth part of the verse, which is about seasons. He talked about months, now he's talking about seasons. What do you think Krishna is saying when he says, I'm this season? He's saying, Rutunam Kusumakaraha. He's saying, I'm the, what does he say for seasons? Of seasons, I am the
Flower bearing spring.
flower bearing spring. It's self-explanatory. Spring is so beautiful. The weather is so pleasant. You see how the trees start getting those flowers, the tiny buds, color, the nice green leaves, buds, and eventually the trees start blooming, right? The plants start giving beautiful flowers. So, spring season is universally liked because it is neither too hot nor too cold, and the flowers and trees blossom and flourish. In spring, there are also so many ceremonies commemorating Krishna's pastimes. There is this recently, of course, in India, spring is about to begin. In the 2 weeks ago, we celebrated Vasanta Panchami, which is the celebrated in honor of Mother Saraswati. But at the same time, Lord Krishna is also dressed up in yellow and decorated with yellow flowers, and yellow food offerings are made, signifying the oncoming of onset of spring. And then Holi is going to come, and you all know what Holi festival is, right? The colorful festival where we apply colors on each other. Actually, the significance of this festival is not these colors that are made of artificial chemicals. In olden days, these colors were made from the petals of flowers. and the pollen of flowers. It was naturally made colors, signifying spring season. Collect the flowers, dry them up, and then make colors, and then decorate Krishna's. I mean, of course, when Krishna was here in Dwapar Yuga, the gopis and the gopas nicely played with these beautiful colors mixing in water and also dry colors. That's why the deities are also decorated with colors during Holi. And thinking about Krishna and the glories of Krishna, we also dance and sing during Holi. Then what else? Then there are many pastimes that Krishna performed in Dwapar Yuga during the month of season. And therefore Krishna says, this is during the month of spring. And therefore Krishna says, among the seasons, I am the spring season. Okay. That's about today's verse. So we talked about how Krishna is Brihat Sama among the beautiful verses of Samaveda. And again, he says for the meter, again, I'm a little confused too. He says it's Brihat Sama, which is a beautiful, exquisite melody. But then he immediately moves on to the Gayatri Mantra in Rig Veda, where he says that's the meter, the best meter ever. I'm going to do a little research and compare and contrast between these two aspects of Brihat Sama and Gayatri Mantra and get back. You also talk to your elders at home if they can share anything that they might be knowing. I will also do my research and we'll continue the discussion in the next class. And other 2 points are, one is about the months of the year. Krishna says is Margashish month. You should have questioned me. Auntie, we celebrate Kartik months with so much enthusiasm. Why is Krishna not saying I'm Kartik month? Did anybody get that question? And Kartik month, Margashish month is right after Kartik month. Anyway, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he is Margashish. And then among seasons, he's saying, I am the spring season. Now, we have heard Krishna glorifying himself in so many aspects and so many categories of this creation. Can you think of any category which Krishna hasn't touched upon till now? Can you get creative and think about, Auntie Mataji, Krishna has not talked about this category. What do you think Krishna is in this category? Think about it and come back. And of course, we have few more verses. How many verses do we have more? Today we are doing 35. I think we'll end with 42, correct? So we have 7 more verses. So maybe in those 7 more verses, he will cover up the. Actually, he's going to talk only till 40 his opulences. 41st verse is about saying, oh, there are so many more glories. What I've spoken is only a tiny bit. I just scratch the top of the entire thing. So much more is there to learn about me. So we have from 36, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 5 more verses where he's going to talk about his opulences. But meanwhile, I will challenge you all to think about categories which Krishna has not covered so far and see as we do future verses if those categories get covered. Now, you all have to get creative. There are so many categories in this creation. There's subjects, there is nature, there is philosophy, so many things. You have to think, what is Krishna in this? What is Krishna in this? Right? Okay. That's where our discussion for today's verse ends. You all want to add any points or share anything which is interesting for all of us, or if it's a question also? Yes, Shrika.
So would artificial things be a category?
Like what are artificial things?
For example, like artificial dyes like red dye 40 or I guess artificial intelligence could be something like things that have
artificial intelligence is also intelligence, right? It's intelligence. And Krishna says in one of the verses, right? I'm the intelligence of the intelligent. Right? At the beginning of, I think, 7th chapter, he said that. The intelligence of the intelligent, the power of the prowess of the powerful people. So, yes, he covered that by saying that I'm intelligence. But that's a very good question. So, the artificial intelligence that is now in boom, the talk of the town, right? That also should remind us of Krishna more and more. In fact, Krishna's artificial intelligence is already there manifesting in nature. He is as Paramatma in every one of us, knowing us, listening to us, facilitating to our desires. Correct? And the way Brahma creates this entire creation by having some templates of different types of living entities. So all those is extremely supernatural intelligence, superior and absolute intelligence. Any other questions? Yes, Chetana.
Has he ever talked about like his home or like where he comes from, like his shelter or whatever?
In these verses, does he talk about? He didn't talk about his home yet in this verse, but he's only talking about how he's manifesting in this material world through various opulences. His home is described in 15th chapter. I don't know how many of you all remember 15th chapter. Did we read 15th chapter? Did you all learn 15th chapter? In that verse, he says, Natat vasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. He says, my home is not illuminated by sun. It does not need air. It does not need sunlight, moonlight. And one who comes to my home will never go back. That means it's all self-illuminated by Krishna's body, self-sustained by Krishna. It doesn't need, like how Earth needs sunlight. Krishna's planet does not. His home doesn't need. Again, in answer to your question, Chaitanya, this chapter is not about Krishna's kingdom. It's about how Krishna is manifesting in this creation of his, in the earthly planets. Any other questions? We have 3 more minutes. Okay, since we have 3 more minutes and nobody has any questions, let's take turns and do Hare Krishna Mahamantra one time. Prajit, do one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra, please.
You mean just like just say Hare Krishna?
Just Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So one time.
Okay.
I'll keep calling out names. Yeah, just keep going.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Supreet.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Aviral.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Chetana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sri Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Dhatri.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Shrika.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Veda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Nishka.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Dhruv.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Anish.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sanvi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Loka.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thanks everyone, and I will do once finally and we can close the class for today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Have a wonderful Sunday and a wonderful week coming ahead. We'll see you all next Sunday again. Until then, Hare Krishna and bye-bye.
Hare Krishna.
Hare